Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do retargeting. Now, just to define what retargeting is, basically, we want to show an ad only to people that have done something like visited our website, joined our email list, something like that. Okay, so for instance, to give you an example, I'm going to go ahead and create a couple retargeting audiences here so you can see how this is done and why it's done and how to do it. So first off, I did a webinar on Facebook ads and I sold, I made several sales for my coaching program. So let's say I want to do another webinar, okay? And I want to remind people that signed up for the first one that there's going to be an encore, something like that. So I have here an email list of everybody that signed up for my Facebook ads webinar, as you can see here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy everybody that signed up for the Facebook ads webinar, and I'm going to hit Control C for copy. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to do create audience, custom audience. Okay, I'm going to hit customer list and copy and paste from your custom list. I'm going to click that and I'm just going to paste these emails in. Boom. So now all these emails are in here, and these are all people that signed up for my Facebook ads webinar. Okay, so I'm going to create an ad just for these people to remind them that, hey, I'm going to be doing an encore. So I'm going to hit create audience. So now it's creating custom audience. I'm going to say Facebook ad webinar email list. Okay? And you can call it whatever you want, just for your own reference. So then I'm going to hit next, and it's going to ask me if I want to create an ad or if I want to expand my audience. I'm going to do all that later. I'm just creating the retargeting audience right now. So I'm just going to hit done. So right here is 90 people that signed up for that webinar. Okay, so right now I have an audience of 90. They all signed up for that webinar, and I can create an ad just for them. Another way you might use this is if let's say it's Monday, your webinar is Friday, and you create this and you add the emails, and people sign up on Monday, and from Tuesday to Thursday, you want to remind them of the date and time of the webinar. You can show an ad reminding them during that time. You can also do it a different way. For instance, if you have the URL of the thank you page, okay, that they visit when they sign up, you can create a custom audience with that. So there's several ways you can do it. It's pretty flexible. Another way we can create a custom audience for retargeting would be to actually have our Facebook pixel on our website, on all pages of our website, and then target people that have visited our website with ads specific to them. So for instance, I would go to Tools, Pixels, Actions, View Pixel Code. I would grab my pixel code. I go into, let's say your site's on WordPress. I'd go into the WordPress dashboard, and I would go to Appearance, Editor, and sometimes your theme will have a section for analytic code or whatever, and you can just put it in there. But I would go to Header, so I could edit the header of my theme, and I actually already have my Facebook code installed in here. But just to give you an example, I would want to put it in between the head tag, which is right here, the beginning of the head tag, and the end of the head tag. Okay, so this is actually my pixel right here. I've put this in here, but I would just hit paste and put it in there. Okay, so you can do that, or if your theme has an option for analytic code, you could hit theme options, and you could find let's see, there should be a section for footer. Yeah, so I could put it in right here. Boom. Okay. or if there's a section for analytic code, I could put it in there. As long as this code is on your website, preferably in the footer or header, because the footer and header is on every page of your website. So that means this pixel is on every page of your website. If you do that, then now Facebook is tracking all the people that visit your site. So if I go back to Tools, Audiences, and I hit Create Audience, Custom Audience, and I hit Website Traffic, as long as the pixel's installed and it's tracking traffic, I can select the domain. So Titanium Cookware, or titanium-cookware.com. I'm going to click that because that's my dropship site. So I would do anyone who visits your website, and you have other options here as well, like people who visit specific pages. Like let's say you wanted to just target people that were on the checkout page, and you were like, hey, did you forget to check out? And that would be your ad. So you hit anyone who visits your website if I just want to target people who have in general been on my website. In the last 30 days, include past traffic, whatever. I'm going to do cookware site traffic. I'm going to call it that. I'm going to hit create audience. Boom. And I've created an audience. So now I have my cookware site traffic, which at first it's going to say audience is too small. It usually will say that because it takes a minute for Facebook to it actually can take a couple hours for Facebook to have this retargeting audience become active and count all the people that have visited your site. For some reason, the email address one works right away. So it just works right away. I believe I have another so like this one, see, this one is actually, I just basically made a duplicate of this one, Titanium Cookware Visitors, and as you can see, this one says 1,300 uniques that are Facebook users. So I just actually like recreated that one. So I'm just going to delete this one because it's the same thing as a one I already had. I was just doing it to demonstrate how to do it. But it will take a little bit of time for this to show up for website traffic. So I suggest you create the audience and then come back the next day before you actually try to create an ad around it. So I'm just going to delete this real quick. And now I'm going to show you, if I want to go to, say, the Power Editor and Facebook ad email. So like I'll go to the Power Editor, and that list or that custom audience, that retargeting audience that we just created for people that registered for my webinar, if I want to create an ad for that, what I would do is I would go to, here, and I would want to create an ad. So create campaign. I call this Facebook ad webinar retarget, or I could just do Encore because it's going to be an Encore webinar. So I do Encore, and my first ad set is going to be retarget registrations. And then I'll do ad set, and I'll do I'll call it image because maybe I'll do an image ad, and I'll hit create. So now at this point, I've got into here. Retarget registrations. So I'm in here, and at this point, I can create my ad in this ad dashboard right here, in this ad editor. And if I go to my ad sets, retarget registrations, so this right here is where I'm actually editing my audience. So I'm going to start with, say, $5 a day, or actually I'll do $20 a day because it's a retargeting audience and I know it's going to do well. So at this point, I'll scroll down, and this is all you have to do, guys. Custom audiences, there it is. So don't mess with any of this stuff, okay? In fact, I'm even going to do worldwide, okay? And I'm going to do custom audiences. It'll bring up all my custom audiences, and it'll say, see, that's the one we just made. Facebook ad webinar email list. That's the one we just made with 90 people, okay? So I'm going to click that. And now I've got an audience of just people that signed up for my Facebook ads webinar. I created it in the audience section. I've linked it to my ad set here by selecting it under custom audiences, and that's it. I'm not gonna touch anything else. Okay, and when I run this ad, it's only going to be shown to people that signed up for my webinar because they were on my email list. All right. Or if I wanted to show this ad only to people that visited my cookware dropship site, I'd get rid of that, and I would find, there it is, Titanium Cookware Visitor. So I click that, and boom. And then, for instance, I only ship to the US for this site, so I'll go United States, because there's no point in me showing this ad to someone who's visited my website from China, because I don't ship to China. So I'm only going to show this ad to the United States. And I don't ship to Alaska, so I could go exclude Alaska. And now I've got people who have visited my website already, who are in the United States, but not in Alaska, because I don't ship to Alaska. And now I can run an ad, which I would create here. And I can say, hey, you visited our site. Just thought I'd let you know that we have a discount, whatever you want to say. So you can create ads specifically for people that have already signed up to your email list or already visited your website or whatever. And then you choose in the ad set section, you choose here the custom audience you've made that defines those people. And again, these will all show up from where you've made them in the audiences dashboard, which is right here. So you've just to recap, you've made these audiences by installing your pixel on your website or by importing your emails into this dashboard to create these custom audiences. Okay, so just to give you one more example, if I wanted to create an ad specifically for people that visited my contact page, I could go create audience, custom audience, website traffic. First, I would have to select people who visit specific web pages, not anyone who visits your website. So I click people who visit specific web pages. I click that, and I can say URL equals danhenry.org/contact. And as long as my pixel is installed on my website and thus on this URL, I can create this custom audience, because it's going to only show, this custom audience is only going to be people who have visited danhenry.org/contact, people that have visited my contact page, thought about contacting me. It's only going to consist of people that have been on that page. And once I create that audience, I might want to create an ad that says, hey, forgot to reach out to me, click here. And then I create an ad set where I select this audience as the custom audience that I want to show my ad to, and in the ad I create an ad that's specifically tailored towards them. And that, guys, is how you do retargeting. And you will notice that retargeting will get you very cheap leads because people are already interested.